Hey, what's up everyone? It's Jimbo. Welcome back to the channel. Today we're checking out the pressure washer foam cannon at Harbor Freight. When I did a video, I don't know, a month or so back and was perusing the aisles of Harbor Freight, this was one of the items that I wanted to check out. This is for a gas and electric pressure washer, and they even include a 1.1 orifice. If you have a low output pressure washer, that could help produce more foam. It's actually really nice that they include it. This is what it looks like in person, like that. It is a little bit smaller of a reservoir. It actually says it's 33 ounces, but when you look, it's really hard to see on here. I believe it's actually only 28 ounces, which is kind of interesting, but whatever. But it sits nice. It is slightly top heavy, but I think the bottom, having a bigger reservoir is really nice. And it is a little bit smaller, so it's less heavy to hold, and it does have pressure washer instructions right on the bottle, so you really can't mess it up. It has the top flow to increase or decrease how much water is coming through, so less water through means more soap, which it's going to suck more from the canister, and then has a little twisty valve right here to open and close your fan spray, all of which I'll demo in a little bit. And then as well, I picked up the Grant's Ultra Plush microfiber towels, 16 by 16, 12 pack. This is only 10 bucks, so a pretty good deal. The foam cannon was 33 bucks. I like the MJJC V2, I think they're on, I think I use, but that is about $80, so this is significantly less. And so let's fill it up with some of the Jimbo Super Soaper and take it outside to see how well it foams. I do have an electric pressure washer, but it is commercial grade, so I'm not going to use the 1.1 orifice. They're very easy to change out. I've just never needed to do it. And so I will show you with the standard orifice, which it comes with. So I'll use 4 ounces in this foam cannon, and we'll take it outside and see how it foams. So I just wanted to show, this is the MJJC foam cannon versus the Harbor Freight foam cannon. You can see it's just significantly bigger, but there is a few mistakes that people make when it comes to foaming and washing their car with foam cannons. The first mistake is that they pre-rinse the car. You actually don't want to pre-rinse your car. You want to leave it dirty because you want the soap to do the work. That's the first mistake I see. Pre-rinsing it just doesn't, it's not as effective, especially if you use a highly effective soap like the Super Soaper. The second mistake that I see a lot of people do is they use the whole entire foam cannon for one car wash, right? When you could use this dial on top to dial down how much foam you want, and that'll suck less soap. So really, especially with the MJJC, you'll see that I have soap left over. This has already been used for at least one car wash, maybe 2, and I have at least a whole nother car wash left over. So you could actually leave your soap in the foam cannon and it's gonna be totally fine. You don't have to use the whole entire foam cannon. Now, of course you can, especially if you're using the Jimbo Super Soaper. Please use all of it so you just use more and more and more soap, but it is a mistake that I see. So the car is dry, we're in direct sun. You could wash cars in direct sun, we're in 2024. It's no big deal. I'm gonna hook this up. Forgot to turn my pressure washer on, and we should be good to go. When I used this foam cannon the other day, the one thing I didn't like when using a stubby nozzle is this part right here just seems very close. So it's like, it's just very close. It's really not a big deal, but when you're getting it on and off, it is a big deal versus something like that. It's like they added an extra nut in there that just adds a tiny, maybe a 1/4 inch, and it just creates more space for your hands. I mean, we're really splitting hairs here, but it is something that I noticed that is a little bit, but again, splitting hairs. So let's foam the car and see how it does. I usually start with the dial all the way to the right, spinning it all the way to the right, which would mean it is sucking up the majority of the foam, and then I dial it in from there. So the Super Soaper is a very, very high foaming soap, so I tend to go like maybe halfway back, and so you're not using all of it. And then again, you could adjust the fan spray right here, right? So if you want to stand further back or you want to get more of a car, you can adjust the fan spray right there. This would be all the way down and adjust the fan spray, and you can see it's pretty much just water coming out, right? So adjust that to your liking. Maybe about there, again, about halfway. And that is giving us Really solid foam. Sorry. Took my time, have some serious foam on it, and still have about a quarter or a little bit over a quarter of foam. So again, you don't have to use the full entire foam can. And now I'm going to dial this all the way in, because if you look at the foam on the car, it is a bit more of a runny foam right now. But if we dial this in, and if you did want to use the rest of your foam cannon or something like that, let me show you how much thicker the foam can get. Much thicker, but you're still getting it runny. So whatever reason this foam cannon is making it runny foam. And I'm just going to use the rest of it, because why not? I guess the orifice change could make this more of a thicker foam, but right out of the gate, even with the 1.2 orifice and the MJJC, I do tend to get more of a shaving cream thick foam, not so much the runny foam. I will say personally, I kind of like this runny foam a little bit better, because I think when you pair it with like the Super Soaper, which is encapsulating the dirt and getting it off the surface, which is why you don't want to pre-rinse, you don't want to dilute the foam anymore. A runny foam is taking that encapsulated dirt and dropping it down to the surface. So I let it sit for 3 to 5 minutes. And so I think a runnier foam gets it to clean the car better. So I'm gonna let this sit for a little bit and then I'll rinse it off. But that's at least the foam cannon. I think this is a very good purchase. I think it's totally worth it. I like it that it's a little bit smaller. If you're doing multiple cars, you're gonna be refilling it more often versus something like a MJJC, but I think this is a very, very good viable option, especially with the 20% off discounts and a lot of the discounts that Harbor Freight offers. I paid full price, but I think you can get it for significantly less than I paid. So I want to show you real quick, just on the soap, how effective the soap is at cleaning a surface. You saw we did not pre-rinse, did not rinse any of the dirt off. We just simply foamed it up, showcasing the foam cannon. I have a clean Grant's microfiber towel, which we'll talk about a little bit more here in a second, but no dirt on the surface, right? Flip it to another clean side. Let's just take another random, how about the door? No dirt on the surface. So that's two things why you don't want to pre-rinse, because you're going to be diluting your soap, and then you want to use a soap like the Super Soaper because it actually gets your car clean without you having to do anything, right? We want to let the product do the work, not us. See, this back part was pretty grimy and dusty. Let's see. No dirt. So this ensures another thing too, that when you go to dry your car, this is super important, when you go to dry your car, you are lessening the chance that you're actually scratching the car. Is it super bright that way? So when you're drying the car, whether you use like a massive drying towel or whatever, or even one of these towels, you're ensuring that you're not picking up anything on the surface, because the surface is completely clean. So you're not picking up any dirt or grime or anything that may scratch the surface of the car. So that's another reason why you want to pick not just a normal run-of-the-mill pH neutral car shampoo. You want a pH neutral car shampoo like the Super Soaper that actually cleans the surface of the car. That is why that product was developed, was I was tired of car wash soaps that weren't actually cleaning the surface of a car. Again, there's just nothing there. So you could be safe to go around the whole car. Either way, shout out to this towel. I'm going to keep going around the car and drying it just with this to see how much water a towel will pick up. And it's doing super good. I'll wring it out after you can almost, with a fresh towel, you could actually almost clean a whole, or dry a whole car. Again, there's nothing on the surface. It's totally clean. I'll make sure to link everything that I talk about in this video below. Look at that, even the very bottom of the car, there's just nothing. So that way you can ensure that the drying part of a car wash can be a part that you actually really scratch your car the most. And so by ensuring that the surface is completely clean, you're going to have less risk of actually scratching the car. But look at this towel. This towel is really, I wouldn't ever suggest, using this towel as a drying towel, but it's pretty good, right? Pretty good for just a towel. It's leaving a little bit of streaks, but we'll clean those up in a second. So I use deionized water, so I'm actually going to let this air dry for a little bit, and then I will jump into the microfiber towels, and we'll talk about the microfiber towels a little bit too. So the Grant's towels come in these beautiful colors, one green, one purple, and they are edgeless, completely edgeless. A little bit of that hot knife edge right there, but you shouldn't have to worry about that at all. One side is a little bit more plush, so this is the non-plush side, I guess. That would be the more plush side. I think they claim 350 GSM. I actually love towels, and the towels I sell on jimbosdetailing.com actually are like that as well, where they're plusher on one side and then have a lower nap on the other. And so both the green and the purple are exactly the same. And why I like that, I'll kind of demo it here, is when you use a product like Toughest Shell, which I think is the best ceramic spray on the market. I have a ton of videos, torture tests on this product you can see on my channel. But what I like is when I'm spraying it on the towel, I like to take the side with the heavier nap first, and I rub it into the surface. Again, we're continuing to work indirect sun because all of the Jimbo's detailing products can be used indirect sun. And then I like to either take a second towel or flip that towel to the shorter nap side, and that is the side I kind of use to buff off. And that's the way I have found when I use a ceramic spray, when I use Toughest Shell, that is the way I like to do it. I like to spray it into the towel because it starts to saturate the towel, and as you move your way down the side of the car, And if you keep 2 towels on you, a couple sprays into the towel. And you can keep working your way down the car. And these towels are really, really good. I would actually kind of like these a little bit more than the Costco towels. Be interesting to see how these hold up, but I'm getting no streaking. And I saw with the drying the car with these towels, they could actually absorb a lot of water. Oh my goodness. Almost don't even need a second towel. Between the towel and the toughest shell, you probably don't even need a secondary towel. Hate Teslas for that reason. Very, very nice towel. Really like it. Staying smooth. It's not junking up under my hand. It's not becoming overly saturated with the product. Looks great. Super solid, super solid. Would definitely recommend these towels. My one question is, how are they gonna wear? Especially after being washed, do they shrink up weird? Or sometimes those like Walmart towels will shrink up kind of weird, but these towels are staying smooth and slick. Not streaking, they're not linting on the paint, which is really nice. Yeah. Overall, I'd recommend it. So there you have it. That is a review of the Harbor Freight pressure washer foam cannon, pressure washer foam cannon. Can be used for gas or electric. And the Grant's microfiber towels. Super good. For $10 for a 12 pack. And I think if you can even add on a couple discounts to both of these items, it's gonna be great. Of course, you're gonna get the best use case out of them if you pair them with a quality soap, like the Jimbo Super Soaper, and the ceramic spray like Jimbo's Toughest Shell. You could pick out both of these, or at least I will link both of these in the description below. But let me know in the comments below as well, have you used these from Harbor Freight and what you think about them? Thanks for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.